Okay, let's go ahead and finish up the discussion on the pyramid of health. So we have two sections left, and I'm going to try to do them both in this video, rest and hygiene. So let's talk about rest as one of the essential things that you need. Obviously, you have physical rest at the base of the pyramid. That's going to be REM sleep. And, if you don't get enough REM sleep, you're going to start having problems, right? There's also social rest or environmental rest. That is to say, rest from your immediate surroundings in the event that you're in stressful surroundings. So I think that's kind of like what most people consider a vacation to be for, if you're fortunate enough to have that. But a lot of times, you need a vacation from the vacation, if you know what I mean, or depending on who you're around. It could be you need rest from your environment sometimes. And that might be something as simple as, going for a camping trip or something like that, or a hike in the woods. Emotional and mental rest, again, that's going to be more along the psyche, rest for your psyche. And that has a lot to do with what you ingest, like if you're watching crazy stuff on the television or the internet. I think, I'm not trying to shoot myself on the foot here with the YouTube channel, but eventually you want to get away from the internet and go be by yourself in the woods or meditate or walk or something. So the mental aspect of rest is in a lot of ways more important than the physical, because if you're surrounded by certain mental inputs, it can be a real problem. And I think I can't talk about rest without mentioning the one thing that everybody, ignores, which is that we're all addicted to caffeine. 80% of the population is addicted to caffeine. I quit for about a year, and now I'm back on caffeine for in the morning I have a little coffee. But the more you do it, the more it backfires on your ability to get REM sleep. And it can cause anxiety and even depression when it wears off. So, I mean, you've got to think, man, how many medicines are made that people buy or go to the doctor, and really this simple solution was they needed to quit caffeine because they were on it for so many years, and it's like the drug that nobody considers a drug, but it definitely is a drug. So I mean, think about this. What if there was a clinical trial for a new medicine, and it went to clinical trial, and they found out 80% of the people had a weird side effect, so they canceled this new medicine. But maybe the medicine was fine. It's just the fact that 80% of the population cannot quit caffeine, so there was a drug interaction. I wonder if that's ever happened. But anyways, caffeine, man, it's a blessing and a curse. You got to be careful with it. And I'm not trying to preach, because man, I do caffeine, and then this Christmas holiday we all had pie and everybody got all out of whack and everything. It happens. But rest is definitely part of the equation to being healthy and having a high functionality. Now let's talk about hygiene. So hygiene is one of those things that'll sneak up on you, and it's not really my forte, because I don't know, but it really comes from the word hygeia. There were Greek, I believe, gods that had the four sisters or something. Anyways, there's a whole legend about hygiene being an important part of culture, and I think we neglect that. So you've got categories for hygiene. You got personal hygiene, which is, the CBU, the crotch, butt, and underarms. You learn that in college. You gotta wash up daily. Certain things have to be washed every day. Obviously, brush your teeth and comb your hair and all that sort of stuff, and take care of your skin and your feet and your toenails. And I mean, it starts adding up after a while. You get older, and it's kind of harder to keep up with everything. There's also your environmental hygiene. which is just, again, your surroundings. So like your dirty sink, messed up bathroom, yada, 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 even around your house and everything. You want to keep your environment clean. And that also helps your mind as well, because you'll have a more like just your mental health will be better if your environmental hygiene is better. And then consumables, I put that there. That just means food hygiene, basically. Food, drinks, anything you're consuming, to be aware that it could be contaminated with something. So like if you're like me and you like to forage in the wild and get berries and fruits from the wild, you really probably should wash that. And the same with store-bought food, or maybe you're at a bar and they didn't wash the glasses so well, you end up catching a cold. So consuming whatever you consume, there's a hygiene factor there as well. But yeah, the main thing with the hygiene deal is you can neglect it for a little while, but it really helps your social standing if you improve your hygiene, because you carry yourself differently, or at least I do. If I'm clean shaven, fresh wash, hair fixed, wearing a nice clothes that are clean, you carry yourself differently. And I want to tell you some wisdom here. Luck is why people get wealthy, but luck has to occur at the crossroads of preparation and opportunity. And you can't force an opportunity, but you can be prepared to accept it. And hygiene is part of that. So if your hygiene is like totally shot because you haven't been taking care of yourself, it's just an unfortunate reality that when the opportunity presents itself with someone that does have money or some opportunity to present to you that can increase your status in society, if you look like a hammered bag of shit, they're probably going to pass you up. And that's kind of sad, because you may have talent beyond what they could even imagine. But it's just a sad social reality that, you got to have enough of a game face on to be considered for certain things. And, hopefully the people you're around can see beyond that. But there is such a thing as first impressions. So that's why I think it's important to keep up with hygiene. Now, I'm not the best at it. You've seen me in my videos. Sometimes I'm unshaven or unkempt and rough around the edges. And that's all fine. You guys know me, and everything. But if you can clean up, it sort of helps your motivation in life. I've noticed I just have better days if I take care of that sort of stuff. So anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for the Pyramid of Health. Quick recap. You've got nutrition, exercise, rest, and hygiene. And really, this is something for people whose lives are already stable, man. If your life is like a train wreck like mine, and you need like money and stuff, and you have to like work a lot to try to figure out how to survive, all of these things kind of get put on the back burner sometimes. If you can't afford good food, you're probably going to be like getting whatever junk you can find. And so these things suffer. But there's people that are wealthy that can't do these things on this pyramid, and then they don't have as good of lives. So really, this is for, assuming you are out of survival mode and into, hey, I want to have a better quality of life. I really think this health pyramid is kind of the answer to that. It's a guide stone for that. So that's all, man. We're going to go on to other videos that are much more, I think, interesting. This is good information for the world, but I'm going to do stuff that's more interesting. I got this little alchemy book for Christmas. It's a pretty cool picture, isn't it? That's awesome. Saint Germain. Apparently he was somebody pretty special. And it's like... this is probably more into the Christian alchemy, along with like Isaac Newton and others. But yeah, I look at all of it, dude. I mean, I look at this one, I look at the more occult things and all of them, and just kind of see what's going on. It's a very interesting historical perspective. So anyways, that's it for today. Y'all have a good one. Bye.